Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and joining me today on TLP Sports Club. You are now watching TLP Live. I am your host, and I go by the name of Harry B, and the B means billion. Welcome to this live experience where we're going to be talking about the Big 12 coach or the Big 12 team that has the best chance to make the college football playoffs. All right. Is it possible to do a TLP Sports Club live in 30 minutes? I am not sure if that's possible because every time we come on here, the conversation gets kind of great and it gets good. And then before you know it, you know what I'm saying, it's 2-3 hours in. But I got to try to do this show in 30 minutes, so we got to get right to it. If you are watching this in the live, thank you for joining the chat. If you are watching this post-live, please go ahead and comment, react to whatever is happening, because this is an interesting topic. All right, the Big 12 is probably I would say the fourth if you rank the Power 4 teams, the fourth conference, and it's not that hard to tell that talent kind of separates talent, money, and a whole lot of other things separates the conferences. We're going to get right into it, guys. We got to get going right away. But before we do, you know how it is custom here, guys. Please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. All right, family, I got to go ahead and get into this video real quick. So that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. So let's go ahead and let's get right to work. That is correct. Hey, man. 247 Sports did in January. They did a ranking. All right. Now, let me preface this by letting you guys know once again how very competitive the Big 12 is. Okay. The Big 12 is so competitive, you can't really tell which team is going to pull away and which team is going to dominate or anything like that. So it is the most competitive conference in college football in the Power 4. All right. So when you are looking at the Big 12, I don't know if some of y'all know your favorite teams or your favorite colleges and how they've been recruiting, but every year there is a ranking. All right, I'm going to pull a 247 ranking. This one started all the way in January. All right, January ranking. I am sure a lot has transpired. A lot of things have changed. However, I'm still going to use it because this is what 247 Sports, this is how they felt in 2025, or this is how they felt in January. So let's see what they're saying in January, and then we'll move from there. So let me see what they got here. Give me 1 second, guys. Big 12 schedules ranking. Okay, there it goes. Boom. Let's do this. All right, where is it at? There it goes. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at how how 247 Sports was ranking the Big 12 teams, because then you kind of get an idea of who they think was doing a good job of recruiting, who was actually bringing back some good players, some good production, because that's what this thing always breaks down to. Let me not miss the custom on this show, guys. I know I only got a short window to do this, and usually we have a whole lot of time. And again, I might just go over. Who knows? But anyways, it's customary that this is a call-in show, so you can call in, guys. Join tlplive@gmail.com. Write down the email so that next time you want to call in, you can call in, guys. Join tlplive@gmail.com. You email me. I send you a link. You click on that link. You come live. And if you're feeling generous, it is payday for a lot of people in America. So my Cash App is right there. That's $ TLP Sports Club. Again, that's $ TLP Sports Club. And I thank you for your generosity, because I do need all the donations I can get. Money is tight. I ain't going to lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Closed mouths don't get fed. You see what I'm saying? If you need help and you don't ask for it, you won't get it. So if you need me and I got something that you need, hey, holler at me. If you need my 18,000 subscribers to bless your channel, hey, Let's go live together. Let's do something. You know what I'm saying? If I can help you, I can help you. If you can help me, you can help me. I need your money. Stop playing with me. Cash App, $ TLP Live, $ TLP Sports Club. That's my Cash App. All right, guys, we got to get to work. We got a lot of work to do. Kent B, what up? Kent B is the first in the chat. Go ahead, producer. Send Kent B his prize. You know what I'm saying? That whatever that top prize is for the first person that comes into the chat. Kent B, don't expect it because, you know, I'm just kidding. There is no prize. I love you and I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Well, maybe one of these days it's going to happen, Kent B. One of these days, okay? I'm going to have prizes. You got to grow first. You know what I'm saying? Growing pains. Deal with it. That's what it is, okay? All right, so we're just going to skip all of the yabba dabba do stuff. You see what I'm saying? It is no secret how unpredictable the Big 12 is on a yearly basis. You see what I'm saying? That's all that yabba dabba do stuff that they write. I love the poetry of, you know what I'm saying, sports writers and how they bring this thing, how they make it happen. So we're starting from number 16. That is going to be none other than Texas Tech Red Raiders. Remember now, guys, remember that last year, okay, this is what they did last year. Last year, the CBS rankings, and when they ranked the Big 12, remember that the Sun Devils came in last. They were number 16. So keep that in mind as we go over this list. They were number 16, and then they won the conference. And they went to the playoffs, the college football playoffs last year. Okay, that's how it happened. So I don't know if let's say lightning strikes again, okay? If lightning strikes again, then the Texas Tech, if this thing happens the way that they're ranked, then that means that the Texas Tech Red Raiders are going to be in the college football playoffs, and they are going to be the winner of the Big 12. Listen, but again, forget about this ranking. It may not be this ranking because Texas Tech is doing a lot this year in their recruiting. So it's not far off because keep in mind, this is January. This ranking is January. We are now in July. August is almost here. So you know these rankings have already changed, but I'm just using January just to kind of give you a perspective. But 247 Sports ranked them at number 16 at a 4.460. Selmo, what up with you? Cleveland is in the building. The dog pound is here. Put some respect on the dog pound that's in the house, in the chat. Come on now. What up, Selmo? Hope all is well with you. Number 15 is going to be Baylor Bears at a 0.507. All right. So this show is about which Big 12 team you believe will make the college football playoffs in 2025. Okay. I'm just giving you the 247 Sports rankings from January so that you can get a perspective. If you want to take a guess at it, with these rankings, if you believe that 247 Sports got something going with their January rankings, then go ahead, put it in the chat. Even if you're watching on the post live, put it in the chat. If you know something we don't know, let me know. I'll tell you my opinions. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you my opinion a little bit later. We don't have that much time. We got to get this show cracking, so we got to just get right into it. Let me see. There's still a little bit of some after each team, so if I got a little bit of time, let me see if I can read some of that. What they say about number 16. Okay. They said, okay, 2025 opponents. I'm not going to have time to read all of these, but I guess based on the opponents, the strength of schedule, based on home games and how they performed in 2024, these rankings are going to pretty much, reflect that kind of data. All right, so their opponents are going to be Arizona State, all right, the Sun Devils, BYU at Houston, Kansas at Kansas State, Oklahoma State, UCF at Utah, at West Virginia. I think West Virginia with their new coach, Rodriguez. Okay, Rodriguez. He was there before, but now he's back again. I think they're going to be a formidable team in 2025. All right, they got Kent State. Remember, that was Sean Lewis's old team. Now he's somewhere in Cali doing something. I don't know what he's doing. Hopefully he gets it together. Oregon State, Kansas. They got that Kansas Pipeline Bluff FCS. Okay. Kansas Pine. I'm sorry, not Pipeline Bluff. That's Kansas. That's Arkansas Pine Bluff. I'm sorry, Arkansas Pine Bluff. I apologize for my public school education trying to take over. You know what I'm saying? I apologize for that. Every now and then, it kind of reverses its ugly head. Like, oh, you went to Parkdale High School, right? You didn't go to a really, Anyways, all right. So we got Baylor Bears at number 15. Their opponents, you can see that on their screen right there. They're going to be playing Arizona State as well, Cincinnati, Houston, Kansas, etc., etc. Number 14, according to 247 Sports, on their rankings, guys, Kansas Jayhawks. That's a .511. All right, so their opponents, guys, let me see who's going to be their toughest opponent. Let me just give you who I think is going to be their toughest opponents. Now, Cincinnati did pretty nice last year. Iowa's going to be definitely tough for them. Kansas State's going to be tough. Oklahoma State, if they get their acts together, that could be a tough game for them. Texas Tech is going to be a tough game for them. West Virginia, I believe, is going to be a tough game, and the rest, you know what I'm saying, it's a toss-up. But this is the Big 12, guys. This is the Big 12. So every game is always tough. Let me tell you one thing right now. Whenever this person comes in the building, we got to say this. Dallas, it's in the building. You feel what I'm saying? Ty Smith, what up? Hope all is well, my guy. Hope all is well. All right. So the Tortilla Tech, Selmo said the Tortilla Tech. What up? All right. That was K-State, and that was what number is that? Not K-State. Kansas Jayhawks are 5'11". You already know. Just put the point there so I can just say what I got to say. So it's a point something. It's a point and then the number. Say I just say the number, okay? So the BYU Cougars are number 13. I don't know what this ranking is about. Okay, maybe it's returning production. Maybe it's who left. I have no idea. But BYU was dominant last year, but they are coming in at number 13. So this could mean I'm going to read their excerpt. Let me see what their excerpt is. And I don't have time to read all of the excerpts, but I'm going to read BYU's excerpt and why they're number 13 at 5'18". Okay, just make sure you put the point there when I say 5'18". Okay. All right. BYU benefited from a fair share of good fortune during its 11-win campaign in 2024. That was just last year. Do I need to calm down? Let me know. But can the Cougars sustain that success in 2025? The schedule provides a solid opportunity, though it won't come without challenges. Tough road trips, including a visit to 2024 Big 12 runner-up Iowa State, represents one. Head coach Kalani Sitzik does return an experienced group that lost just one road game this past season, a 28-23 loss to Big 12 champion Arizona State. Okay, so they're not really giving me that much to work with here on why they are making the 11-win BYU at 13, but again, these things don't hold much water. All right, these rankings don't hold much water. And I promise you, my team and I, we're working in the back and you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes, we're going to be bringing you some rankings. It's just taking a little bit of time because life is lifing. Give me a break, okay? Give me a break. But we're working on the TLP rankings. We're going to give you the college football top 25, and then we're going to rank the Big 12 for you. You feel me? So wait for that. You just got to wait for that. It ain't going to be early. It's just going to be right on time. Like my Lord and Savior, he's on time. He's an on-time God. Oh, yes, he is. Okay. At number 11, that was number 13, BYU Cougars. Moving right along to Arizona State Sun Devils at number 11. Now, this one is a head scratcher. I was bald last week, but my hair grows pretty fast. Even though I'm getting old, I should be getting bald naturally. But I'm scratching my head nonetheless. how in the world, again, are you going to be committing this sin of putting Arizona State Sun Devils, you're ranking them this low? All right, well, I don't understand it. Okay, they surprised you and won the championship, the Big 12 championship. What are you doing, 247? I'm gonna have to read their excerpt as well because I'm like, I don't understand it. They are at 529. Okay, Arizona State showed in 2024 how unpredictable the Big 12 can be. Projected to face one of the toughest schedules as a new conference member, the Sun Devils benefited from a more manageable slate on the way to a Big 12 title and a college football playoff berth. The 2025 season presents a tougher challenge, with Arizona State entering as the team to beat in the conference. Again, nothing. They got nothing for me. They ain't doing nothing for me, okay? These dudes ain't doing nothing. Let me check the email. It's a short. If y'all calling in, you got to call in very soon. 247 Sports ain't giving me nothing to work with here. The excerpts are not telling me why. Okay, I don't know if this is the big guys acting lazy again, and I'm gonna have to do all the digging and do all the dirty work. But I don't understand why 247 Sports can't give me nothing. Like, you can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to rank the champions. I'm just going to rank them at number 11." But then it's going to get tough in 2025. Like, what happened? Give me something to hold on to, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you dating a big girl, you always got something to hold on to. Whether it's her arms or her love handles, she got a lot of love going around her, all around her. Give me something to hold on to and stop playing with me, man. Yo, okay. Wait, do we have a tie here? Okay, so there's a tie. That's why the T is there. So I'm sorry. So State, Arizona State, we're gonna call them State. State is tied with UCF, the UCF Knights, and they are at 529. All right, so maybe there's something about the UCF Knights that they're tied. So let's read their excerpt. Let's go ahead and get that in there. Welcome back to UCF Scott Frost. Oh, okay. So just like Rodriguez, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're, I don't know how you Spanish people do it. Y'all be your language is like, you know, your stay in okra. Everything is like a roar off the tongue. Okay. I don't know what y'all doing. Like, how do Spanish people get their tongues to roll? Anyways, welcome back to UCF Scott Frost. The new staff faces a significant challenge as they work to awaken a potential sleeping giant in the Sunshine State. Sorry, guys. My Liberian accent is getting in the way. Oh, the non-conference clash with North Carolina and six-time Super Bowl winning head coach Bill Belichick adds intrigue to their schedule. But it is just the beginning of what could be a daunting Big 12 schedule. Road games at Baylor, BYU, Cincinnati, Kansas State, and Texas Tech will test the Knights' mettle. All right, to stay competitive, UCF must protect home turf. That's the bounce house. Okay, when Colorado went up in there and whooped that, whoop, it wasn't bouncing much. We ain't seen no bounce. And you know how you can tell it's bouncing? When the television, because the television stays on that. When the television starts bouncing, yeah, yada, yada, yada. I ain't got no time to waste today, okay? I will tell stories next time. Got my man DC Carson. Music is in the building. Dun, 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 dun. That was the music. You know, DC Carson. Come on, guys. Work with me here. I'm working here. All right. At number 9, Oklahoma State Cowboys, according to 247 Sports. You feel what I'm saying? Yes, the Oklahoma State Cowboys are 532 according to 247 Sports. We're now going to reorder the excerpts because we ain't got no time, okay? They are also tied with the Cincinnati Bearcats. What is the tie business going on? Remember in the beginning I said, hey, listen, that this conference, all right, this conference, let me make me bigger, man. You know, y'all not reading the screen. You know, we try to make the screen bigger so y'all can read the screen with us, but y'all not reading the screen. Y'all looking at me like, Harry B, you know, we ain't reading no screen. We want to hear your voice. Anyway, so y'all can see more of my expressions. I'll make myself bigger and make these letters smaller because y'all not reading jack. I know you're not, so stop playing with me. Okay, that's just the rules, man. I know y'all not. I don't read no screens. Every time somebody put something on the screen, I'll be like, what are you talking about? Just keep going, bro. All right, so the Cincinnati Bearcats are at 532, according to 247 Sports ranking in January. Please keep in mind, we are trying to do this here show really fast. I got to get in and I got to get out. You feel me? But the title of the show is exactly that. Which one of these Big 12 teams you think has the best potential to get into the college football playoffs? All right? I'm giving you these rankings from 247 Sports because they are 247 Sports is like, you know what I'm saying, like one of those, I was introduced to them like they're one of those staples that gives you stuff in so that they know what they're talking about, okay? They know what they're talking about. So if they're ranking like this, even though this is in January, unless there was like some transfer portal movements, there was some people coming over from different, maybe different countries, I don't know. But anyways, they got them at number 8. That's Houston Cougars, all right? Remember the Houston Cougars? They had that running back that came over from, he came from Houston. I was trying to get my thoughts together, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you remember that running back that was at Colorado? He was hurt. Everybody thought he was going to be, he's going to do his thing, and it didn't really work out. Yeah, but the Houston Cougars, Houston had an opportunity to put Colorado in the playoffs. Not the playoffs, but like get us at the championship. And guess what? They fumbled the bag. I don't understand. Okay. I felt like they did it on purpose, but it's all good. It's all good. All right. We're moving right along. Number 8, Houston Cougars at 553. All right. Number 7, Kansas State. The Kansas State Wildcats at 557. K-State, K-State, that other running back that left, went over to K-State. They won their, I believe, they did win their bowl game. And that running back, I'm not trying to call their names. You feel me? Okay. I ain't trying to call their names. You should know which running back I'm talking about. He went over there, you know what I'm saying? And he did pretty well. But he's small. Hopefully he put some weight on because, he got a couple more years before the NFL comes calling. So if he's going to be that guy, then he got to put some weight on. Let's go. Uh-oh. We got some money in the chat, baby. Woo, woo. All right. Before I read this, hold on to your horses because whenever this guy gives money, it comes at a price. Oh, Lord. What is he saying now? Feels so real. Big 12 is a glorified, of course. I knew it. It never fails. It never, ever fails. Okay? Thank you, Feels So Real, for the money. It's helpful. It helps my finances. Yes, it does. Okay? But you always get me, man. I don't read these things prior, so Big 12 is a glorified G5 conference. They don't have a snowball's chance in winning a natty. Again, he's picking on us for no reason because this show is not about winning a natty, okay? It's not, okay? The title of this show, Feels So Real, okay? Where you fail to read the title, okay? This is not about winning a natty. This one is about, and I knew you were going to come in here with that nonsense, so I made sure that I stayed on the outskirts of your wrath this time. Not a natty. I ain't going crazy, okay? I knew you were going to come in here with that. So I said to make the college football playoffs, all right? We know that the Arizona States, they got in there, they almost beat Texas. I say they beat Texas, okay? Technically, they did not, but I say they did. The referees had to help because you can't have the SEC losing to the Big 12. God forbid, right? You my Nigerian versus God forbid. Hey. Anyways, Phil, I just want to let you know I appreciate you, even though you troll me every single time with this. It's okay. The money does fill the hole that you dig just a little bit. Phil says, I'm on vacation and just wanted to start some ish. Of course you are. Of course. All right, so remember now, number 7 is Kansas State. The Wildcats are 5-5-7, okay? At number 6 is going to be the Colorado Buffalo. Wait a minute. That's a high ranking, don't y'all think? For Colorado? Hey, man. Coach Prime, like, you know, word on the street. Coach Prime's been quiet. His boys are gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he's soaking somewhere because he ain't got his best quarterback no more. So now he's going to have to coach. Somebody said that his record for not coaching his son was 4-3. That's his record. Now, I didn't do the math, and I obviously I didn't follow him everywhere. But if y'all let me know if that data is true. Is he 4-3 when he's not coaching Shador? All right. So anyways, 247 Sports in January, keep in mind, January, we're in July now, ranked Colorado in the Big 12 at number 6. Number 6. That's pretty high. That is really high. I got to read the excerpt. Not because they're Colorado and that's my team, but I'm wondering, I'm confused or I'm surprised how they're ranked so high. That's why I got to read the excerpts. Let's do their opponents also. We only got a few more minutes, so let's go. Here's their 2025 opponents. Arizona State. They're going to be in that state for a long time. BYU at Houston. Iowa State at Kansas State. At TCU. At Utah. At West Virginia. Georgia Tech. Excuse me. Georgia Tech. I wasn't really sneezing for real, okay? That's just Georgia Tech is Georgia Tech is a hard team. So just to see them on that Wyoming. You know what I'm saying? I say that with glee, right? Delaware. But if they beat us, then I'll be like, All right. So who was our toughest opponent? I would say obviously Georgia Tech, TCU, Utah, West Virginia. Dang. I want to say Arizona State, but they ain't got no more Cam Scatterboo. So it's like, I don't really know. You know, I don't really know which Arizona State we're gonna get. Now, Kenan Dillingham, their coach is he's a good young coach, but I don't really know, so I can't tell you that. Iowa State is gonna be a beast, and Kansas State, I feel like some of the teams that I want to rank ahead of them, and because they beat us, I can't do that in good faith because they don't have the people that beat us anymore. So unless they replace the people that beat us with the same talent, then it's a little hard to really do the, you know what I'm saying, to give it to them, because I'm not one of those lazy, what do you call it, the analysts that don't dig in. We just do it based on the last year's results. That's just whack to me. Let me bring on Phil so he can, because Colorado's ranked 6, so he can tell you why this shouldn't be ranked 6. My guy, you on vacation. Welcome. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, man, listen, I'm blessed. I just got back from the beach with my son. I saw that you was on, so I had to donate some money, make sure you get some gas money, so you can make sure you take the wife out and the kids wherever y'all need to go to, man. So I'm happy to be on, man. How you doing?
Man, I always appreciate you. That's for sure. That's a fact. Yeah, man. Thanks for the trolling. Always. I never read those things
first.
I
ain't trolling. I meant what I said. I meant what I said.
But why are you picking on us? Because I didn't even say that this is a championship. I just said the playoffs. So why you always got to pick on us? Give us a break.
So here's the thing. This is why reading is fundamental. I saw Big 12 and I saw playoffs, and I instantly thought you was talking about teams having a chance to win the natty. So I was like, man, let me get on here and let this man know what's up. So, forgive me for not, reading.
Hey, when you're writing a title and you know your audience and you know the people that are in your community, I was like, oh Lord, if I'm not careful, if I'm not careful, I know I could get got. So no, it's not. But how do you feel about Colorado being ranked 567 by 247 Sports? This is in January, however. I just want to keep making that clear.
No, yeah, I heard you mention it was in January. I mean, I think that's fair. And if we're being honest, if you look at how the Big 12 panned out last year, it was a crapshoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think anybody that is a top 8 Big 12 team has a chance of winning the conference because it is so evenly. I don't have the right word, but like it's evenly panned out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I don't think y'all got to worry about it just being like one or two teams at the top that are going to be world beaters. Anybody has a chance of winning the Big 12. That's what makes the Big 12 fun. But that's also, unfortunately, what makes the Big 12 not one of the better conferences because they don't have a team that's like, hey, this is a team that we know is going to take over and has a chance of actually like progressing in the playoffs.
I got a twofold question.
Talk to me.
Is that a good thing for business? And is that a good thing, good or bad, for the rest of the teams? If you understand the question?
Yeah. So
okay.
so it's good for business from the standpoint the conference can put their backing behind any and every team because any and every team has a chance of winning. But it's a bad thing from the standpoint of saying like, hey, we got this team that's legit. So for example, like when it comes to the playoffs, how they're trying to do the 4-4-2-2-1 situation, where the SEC gets 4 teams, Big 10 gets 4 teams, Big 12, ACC gets 2 teams. That goes to show, like, hey, we don't think this conference is deep enough.
Wait,
Good
the
enough.
the ACC and the Big 12 just get one each?
No. They get 2 each.
Oh, word?
Yeah, so it would basically be the Big 12 conference champion and then the conference runner-up is pretty much how that would play out.
Oh, so that's an adjustment from last year because there was a lot of argument about that.
Well, it's not finalized, but that's pretty much what they're looking at doing.
Well, that's the suggestion currently. Okay.
Right. So with the Big 12, it's like, okay, you're pretty much admitting that you are not deep enough like the SEC or the Big 10 to have 4 teams. You know what I mean? So like that's just one of the situations you got to deal with.
Well, I don't think there's maybe Brett Yomar for business reasons he'll go argue that, but for the fan base, we should be happy, right? Because we know if you are a realistic fan, like just having that second option is a great thing for us. Now, if we show up and we play our way and we know that then we can make a new argument. But I think for the old argument, we should be satisfied. We should be. Now, I don't know about the old heads that's been around the Big 12 for. I'm new to the Big 12, but I'm more rational. I'm more of a rational football fan than most. But I'm sure the diehard like Big 12 people will be like, "Yo, get that dude out of here." Talking about that's fair with just 2 teams.
So here's the thing. If I'm not mistaken, the Big 12 conference commissioner has said he wants to do the 4-4-2-2 situation. So he's admitting that
he's happy with that.
Teams. Yeah, so he's admitting that there are 2 teams less than the Big 10 and the SEC. I personally wanted to be the top 12 teams, top 14, top 16, whatever the number is going to be. I want the top insert amount of teams make to the playoffs full stop. I don't want automatic qualifiers. I don't want automatic bids because I just want the best. I don't think that there are 14, 16 teams that can actually win the conference. Win the Natty. I think at the most there may be 6 or maybe 8 teams that actually have a chance every year. But I want the top whatever number amount of teams to go from there. I don't want automatic qualifiers. I don't believe in it. So the 4-4-2-2, I don't believe in it.
Are you saying you're with the 4-4-2-2 or no? You're saying no.
I'm saying I'm against the 4-4-2-2.
Oh, you're against the 4-4-2. Oh, okay.
I want the best 16 teams in the playoffs, full stop. And if that means that the Big 12 has 3 of those 16 teams, cool. Then all 3 of those guys get in. If that means the SEC has the top 8 teams in the 16 playoff, then all 8 teams need to get in. I don't think it should be a specific number. You know what I mean? Like I want the best of the best to play. if we're gonna expand the playoffs, I want the best of the best. Full stop.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what I think? I think you should pause that enthusiasm for now and revisit it when we get a little bit more data from the transfer portal and the NIL situation, because right
Nothing is
now
gonna change how I feel.
huh?
Nothing is going to change how I feel.
I
I
know,
want the
but
best 16
listen,
teams. Full
but
stop.
yeah, I can try to reach the inner field, because the outer field is the one that's always boisterous. The inner field takes time and think about things after it happens. So let me
Don't
just
try
talk
to
to that.
compliment me. Don't try to butter me up. Don't do this.
I'm not trying to butter you up. I already know how you are. I know you. I know you're a thinker. When you go away, you think about things, and you come back. And you don't. You're not too hardcore to say, okay, I think what you said made sense. But let me
Yeah,
appeal to that other side of Phil.
understood.
Right now, right, we're still dealing with the old school system, meaning that you still have teams that are like like the way that is laid out. You got the SEC, and you got the Big 10. Those are the runaway two conferences, right? And then
Right.
your honorable mention is going to be the ACC, and then you get the Big 12. So there's the equality is not there yet, even though it's happening. So I think we need a little bit more time for that to happen. That's why I think right now this is the best for now.
The four
Once
four
we
two two.
yeah, the 4-4-2-2
Okay.
is the best for now. That's why that's why you even see Yomar is not even making a big stink about just having two teams get in. He like, if you thought your conference was like that, you will fight for that. You will be fighting. But he's like, oh,
Can,
two, we
can,
take it.
can I be honest with you though?
Yeah, go ahead.
The only reason why he's cool with the 4-4-2-2
Uh-huh.
is because he knows the only way the Big 12 would get two teams in the playoff is if they go 4-4-2-2. Outside of that, the only way they would get a team in the playoffs is if they win the conference championship. The
Exactly.
conference, while the conference is even, is deep from the standpoint of like eight, the top eight teams have a chance of winning the championship.
Mm-hmm.
They're not deep enough to the standpoint to say we have four teams in the conference that could win a national championship. That's just not how the Big 12 is set up.
No, I know. Like, yeah, if you are around here, and the more conversations we have about the Big 12, that's actually the best scenario for us, because if you look at like the results of last year, that's like indicative of, like, we would have, if we had the 4-4-2-2, I believe we get another team in last year, right? That's how it would have played out, right?
Right. I can't, who was the runner up in the Big 12 last year? Was it
Then
BYU?
then
Who did Arizona State beat? I can't remember. Whoever Arizona State beat in the conference championship would have been the other team that made the playoffs.
that would have made the playoff. That Iowa State, wasn't it? Iowa State.
Possibly. Yes. Iowa
Yeah,
State.
yeah, they played Iowa. Yeah, it was Iowa State. Let's move quickly, and then we can jump into this other stuff. Okay, we're almost done, guys. Utah Utes. Again, just keep in mind, I feel like Utah Utes last year, any year, would have been like one of these teams. I feel like Utah Utes are a Big 10 team.
Listen, now that Cam Rising is gone, we're gonna see who Utah really is. He's been there for 12 years. It feels like he's an NFL veteran at this point. The transfer they got in, he's an electric kind of guy, dual threat kind of guy. So I think BYU is one of those teams that people are not gonna pay a lot of attention to because Cam Rising isn't there. But if you really
You
look
mean
at it,
Utah, not
I'm sorry,
BYU.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Utah is a team that they're going to have good quarterback play. They're built in the trenches for the Pac-12, and I think that's what's going to set them apart from the other teams in the Big 12.
Can you imagine, like, the Pac-12 had Washington and they went to the national championship game? So if so, you said the Pac-12 is better than the Big 12, or was?
Not top to bottom, but I think because if you think about it, Washington was a Pac-12 team They
Right.
beat Texas, that was a Big 12 team. You know what I mean? But it was also like a really close game. It wasn't like it was a blowout. So it's not like, you know, it's
Th-
not. It's not. I love Kellen DeBoer, but it's not like Kellen DeBoer walked in there and just said, "Hey, I'm finna take your lunch money and we finna walk out here." It was a close game.
Right. So how do you feel about this number 5 before we move to number 4?
I like that number. I think it's good. I actually got to jump off. I
Yep.
had a quick second, so I just wanted to, jump in and say what's up. I appreciate you taking me on. I'm gonna try to listen as I can, but me personally, I think Utah should probably be in the top 3, just because of the trenches and the quarterback that they brought in the transfer portal. I think Utah is gonna be better than some people are expecting this year.
Yeah, I see the glasses and the chest. You're trying to show some chest like Maxwell. So I like the Maxwell photo you got up there. So
Hey, listen.
hey,
I went to a little 50th birthday party for my wife's principal, so it was
uh-huh.
an all black affair. So I had to try to put something on because otherwise, I'm a graphic tee and a dad hat or a snapback kind of guy. Like I'm real simple, so
and,
I had to get cute with the wife.
and your God attire.
I
Hey, yo,
appreciate
have
it,
a
man.
good
You take
vacation,
care of
man. Enjoy
yourself.
yourself.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, man. Thank you, Phil, for calling in. All right, so number 5 is Utah. This pick, I think, is more reminiscent of what they have done in the past than who they have. I would say more so like not recent past. But I think Utah is a very, very tough team year round, but just in the most recent, I would say, to put it in perspective, the Coach Prime era in the Big 12 or in the Power 4, Utah has not been themselves like that. You feel me? Like, I believe they, you know what I'm saying, the way they handled Colorado the first year, it was indicative of, obviously, Coach Prime was just trying to learn his way into the Power 4, and then after that, they don't really look themselves. So number 5, I'm not sure, but it fits them for who they are consistently. So yes, that is a good pick, but we'll see what happens. Now here goes Arizona. Now this one is a weird one. This one is not even a head scratcher because Arizona, with Noah Fafita and how Colorado handled them, it's like they were a shell of themselves because they had 2 stars, right? They had Fafita and then they had T-Mac, but when like everybody was just kind of exposing them. So I'm not gonna read their excerpt because 247 is supposed to end giving me nothing. Usually, like when you do these type of rankings, you would like, you know who I like? I like the Buffalo's Wire. My guy Tony Casello over there. Like when they do their rankings, they give you some meaty stuff to hold on to. Like, okay, this player, that player, this X player, they lost how many players, they're bringing in this amount. I like these type of rankings, but 247 Sports just kind of did something lazy. They're like, look, let's put out some content and let them deal with it. But yeah, so these type of rankings, I'm not really, fond of. But listen, I don't like this number 4 for Arizona. I would say this should have been much lower, which would have been higher. This should have been much lower. And just because I feel like what they have, the weapons they have, they got exposed last year, and I think they're going to keep getting exposed. And then Iowa State, the Cyclones are your number 3 team. And the Cyclones travels across the pond to Dublin to face rival K-State in the 2025 season opener, then heads back home to Ames to prep for FCS semifinalist South Dakota the following Saturday before another rivalry game against Iowa. Rivalry games are crazy. You already know that. Rivalry games, they leave you all nicked up and you come away with like you probably missing a left toe or toe jam and all of that stuff. So, and then we got number 2, West Virginia Mountaineers. And now I would say Rich Rodriguez, okay? Rich Rodriguez got a warm welcome back to West Virginia in his return as head coach, but the schedule makers did not do him many favors. The Mountaineers draw 6 opponents that won at least 8 games this past season. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of stuff I want to hear. You know what I'm saying? When I get real data I can use, then I understand why you're making your prediction the way you're making it. But if you just tell me, oh, it's gonna be a tough opponent, blah 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 blah, then I don't give you nothing to work with. Anyways, including a trio of 11-win teams. Sheesh, they got 3 11-win teams that they got to face. But yet you're putting West Virginia, you're ranking them number 2 for 2025. Am I reading this backwards? Are they saying the top to the best? Maybe that's what this is. I don't know how they're doing this. Anyways, number 1 is going to be TCU Horned Frogs. No, because the numbers are showing it, right? They're 600. Yeah, TCU Horned Frogs is coming in at number 1, according to 247 Sports. All right. So that's what 247 Sports got. Now, here's the question so we can get up out of here. All right, guys. Out of all of these teams in the Big 12, if you are familiar with the Big 12, who do you think is going to appear in the Big 12 championship as well as the playoffs? I got a little bit of one more thing to show you, and then I'm out of here. I gotta go. All right. But I hope that I'm giving you some stuff to hold on to here. I told you when I come on here, I want to make sure. I clicked the wrong button. Give me a second. This thing is spinning. I don't want to just come on here and be like yabba dabba do. I want to come on here and I want to make sure that we get some good stuff. All right, is this the one? Let's share this one here. All right, so let's share this one. Let's see what this guy got to say.
Choices: K-State and Iowa State. A Farmageddon rematch is what the coaches selected here, and it's very interesting how the voting specifically breaks down on this, because this is not just as simple as K-State 1, Iowa State 2. The voting, which is right here, look at that. Iowa State gets 7 runner-up votes. So all the votes they got were for runner-up, but because there were 7, they're there at number 2, just ahead of Arizona State, who a couple people did pick to win the league. 2 coaches picked Texas Tech to win the league, but 6 picked K-State to win the league, 2 more than anybody else. TCU, Baylor, Utah all also got a little bit of love. 2 people picked TCU to win the league. I'm telling you, don't sleep on TCU. There is great value based on where they're at in the preseason, over-under win totals, and Big 12 championship odds. Don't sleep on the Horned Frogs. They do have a tough schedule, but don't sleep on the Frogs at all. One coach.
TCU last year tied with Colorado with 9 wins, and their coaching staff is stellar. They have a stellar coaching staff. Like I told you, I believe their head coach is one of the most prominent coaches, and he's very classy guy. You feel me? Now it was unfortunate that they went to the playoffs. I mean, they went to the championship game and really got thrown out of the building by Georgia. But obviously they had Max Duggan and Tyson came out. But this is what happens. So what we're looking at right now, guys, this is the coaches poll, right? I think they did a the media day coaches poll, and they came up with this data and to let us know who they think is going to be in the playoff. And obviously we got K-State and Iowa State being at the top. So this is the information that we got. All right. So based on the coaches, that's what they're saying. They got Iowa State. So it goes Kansas State, Iowa State, Arizona State, Texas Tech, TCU, Baylor, and then Utah with 1 vote. So now, if you think about what happened or what transpired in just last year, let me not try to make it sound all sophisticated. What happened just last year? If you see Arizona State had some their quarterback, was it Sam Levitt? I don't remember the names, man. I'm so bad with names. Please forgive me. All right, but they had good quarterback play. They had a good running back room, and they had a good offensive line and a good defensive line. If you watch the game If you watch the game against Texas, you saw how far the game went. In order for you to accomplish what they accomplished, their offensive line had to be able to hold. Their defensive line had to play complementary football and get them the football back. If they are bringing back a little bit of production, I don't see a reason why they would not do what they did last year in the Big 12 itself. Even though they lost a few pieces, and their biggest piece, Cam Scatterbull, who is now over there with my Giants, my New York Giants. You feel me? So, who do I think is going to make the Big 12 championship game and make that playoff? I believe the Arizona State Sun Devils are going to repeat. Who are they going to go there with? I think it's going to be Texas Tech. Texas Tech is doing a lot of movement, doing a lot of preseason movement, or they've been doing a lot of movement. Are they going to let me down? This is the Big 12. Obviously, it's possible. But I think it's going to be Arizona State and Texas Tech. All right? Remember the results last year? There was 4 teams that tied for number 1 in the Big 12. The Big 12 is just that wide open. So, I'm going to be doing some videos coming up where I go a little bit deeper, and I'm going to dig and bring some data for you that maybe will help you along this journey. But this show, hot take show. I just wanted to come on here, give you some hot takes, let you know that when it comes to the playoffs, if we get, like my guy Phil came on and says, that suggestions, that 4-4-2-2, if we get that, and now we can get our runner-up in there, that's a good thing for the Big 12. That is a good opportunity for the Big 12 to get 2 teams in. Because the way that the playoffs is set up now, man, you might catch a team, you might catch one of those teams, and they might have a good Saturday, just like a State had with Texas. You have a good Saturday, and then if that ball, depending on how the ball bounces, you never know. And God forbid if the Big 12 wins one playoff game. And I know Phil tried to step on us like he always try to do and say there is no chance that a Big 12 team will win the college football championship. If we win one game, there's something called Big Mo. Momentum. Once you get that momentum, you win one game, then you start feeling yourself. You start feeling like, wait a minute, they're saying this is impossible. But nothing is impossible if you have a process and you have a coach that believes in you and you believe in your process, but you have the pieces to play with anybody, because that's all it takes. You can look afar. You can look from afar and you say, oh my gosh, that is Georgia. Oh my gosh. That right there is Alabama. Oh my gosh, it's the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide. If you're Spanish, you'll say Roll Tide. I think that's what Spanish people, that's how they say Roll Tide. Let me get up out of here before I get in trouble with a different community. You feel what I'm saying? I love Spanish people. Comprende? Si, senor? Peace, people. I'm out of here. I'm telling you, I think it's going to be Arizona State and it's going to be Texas Tech. But I might have pushback on myself if I dig deeper and I find out that returning production, quarterback play, something changes. I might come back on here and tell you, oh no, I changed my mind. I think it's going to be another team. Until then, I'll see you on the next live. Peace out.